Hello everyone and welcome to Dominaria United traditional draft. We're still a few weeks before the next set releases, so let's continue with this set now, and the first pick will be immediately Knight of Dawn's Light. It is the best card in the pack and it is only a single color card. This rare is it's an okay, I would usually play this in my green decks, but it's like nowhere near a powerful card. It is slightly better than like a Divination, but it's not that much better. And yeah, there's nothing else to say. This is just clearly the best card in the pack. There's no contention about it. And someone took the rare in here. There is a decent white uncommon here. The way to think about how this card works is that you often get a 2/2 flyer and an extra +1/+1 counter on something else. But that's like maybe the most common way to use it. But then again, if you really need to find something specific, whether it's lands or spells, you can use the chapter 1 also. And sometimes you can just, immediately put the 2 +1/+1 counters on 2 creatures if that's gonna enable you to make a great attack. So there's not some very nice flexibility with the card. It is not the best card in the pack though. Lagomos is better, Micromancer is usually better, maybe the removal spells are better, Talas Lookout is very good as well. So I don't want to ignore this first pick. I don't mind playing blue-white, but I think the decision is here. I mean, Talas Lookout, Flowstone Infusion, yeah, it could be anything, but I'm just a big fan of the Talas Lookout, so let's take it. And here, okay, doesn't seem too bad. At least I have some white cards in here. I have the Resolute Reinforcements here, which I'm pretty likely to pick in here, and then maybe get... I mean, assuming if I am going to stick to blue-white here, Stall for Time would be a realistic card to get back at pick number 11, maybe. The worst card in the pack is the Stalker, but I could see this maybe coming back. Anyway, I will take the reinforcements here. Alright, so this looks very good for the blue-white actually. There's a Tolarian Geyser, which I'm going to take here. The Cleaving Skyrider wouldn't be bad. Having a couple of lands, maybe that tap for red, you have the 6 mana option with the kicker then, which can be quite backbreaking in some cases, because this also says any target. You can target the opponent as well, but of course, usually you want to use this as like a removal when you get to kick it. But yeah, Tolarian Geyser is the best card in the pack, so let's take it because it suits my earlier picks perfectly here. Alright, so a bit of a less of an impressive pack, but there's a shore up. I don't mind having access to a shore up in basically any blue deck, so let's take it. You could maybe take the Illusionist, but I have so far no off-color kickers or anything, and this is often just a 1 mana flyer, which might work for this archetype actually, but I do like the shore up like slightly better. And if I can, I will be blue-white, but who knows, maybe I get some amazing black, green or red cards still in this pack. And then I'm willing to change my colors, but this is a pretty decent start for a blue-white deck. Alright, so nothing amazing. There is a strength of the coalition though. I mean, it is either that or the Griffin Protector. I prefer the kickers to be the off-color ones, because now this would require always green mana to be able to cast it. But it can be pretty nice, and I already have a Resolute Reinforcements. I think the Griffin Protector, now that I already have a Talas Lookout, might not be maybe the most interesting thing. So I take this, and if I find some lands to, to reliably splash this thing, I would be happy to play that. And here there's a Battlewing Mystic, which would be better if you get to kick this, but there's a Tura Kennerud. I haven't actually played a lot with this card, so maybe I'm gonna pick it now. It's not the greatest of these gold uncommons. 5 mana 3/3 flyer with a hard mana cost. Not the greatest, but I could see this deck getting some 1/1 tokens out of it. So let's take this 5-drop instead of the Battlewing Mystic now. Alright, so I got the... No, this is not the same pack. This pack, pick 8, I haven't seen this yet. So yeah, the Love Song of Night and Day would, if the one I saw, it would come back to me at pick number 10, because it was in my second pick. Well, anyhow, I mean, I could still take Sorin Drake, Skyrider and not be sad about it, but I think this is the better card here. Captain's Call, now that I did take the Strength of the Coalition, is pretty interesting. Not that I'm interested in playing the Scorn either, That's a pretty late Soul Tender, by the way. That's a really sweet card. Alright, so I got the other Love Song of Night and Day. I also got the Flowstone Infusion here, which is still a pretty decent card. Timely Interference. I'm gonna take the Love Song here. Still. Okay, and I got the Stall for Time. I would also want to have the Haunting Figment. I don't have even that many 2-drops. Oh man. But I'd really like when I'm blue-white to have access to this kicker easily. So I'm gonna take it. Now I'm gonna take this just to have a 2-drop. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to cast the kicker version of it. Sure, I'm not playing the axe, so I'll take the uncommon. Okay, well, there's a rough. I think it's an easy pick because this is unlike the Tura Kennerud, which isn't, you know, that amazing of this cycle of double uncommon, double 2-color uncommons. Rough is amazing, so I'm gonna take it here. Other options for me, I would be looking to get back to me is like the Haunting Figment, take up the shield or shore up. I'm happy to get any of them back. Maybe not that interested in the 3-1, but hopefully I get one of these back. And here, okay, still no easy way to cast the Strength of the Coalition, but I don't have to play it. I mean, I passed the pack that had this. I think there was a Griffin Protector. I'm not gonna miss that one Griffin Protector that much. Here I'm gonna take the Cavalier still. I prefer a cheap card. Also, although this will be cheap in this deck as well, but the Cavalier is just a sweet turn 3 play, so let's take that here. I don't have a lot of blue here, by the way, but maybe it's still enough to play because I have the. Well, I guess okay, 3 of these are very good. Rough, Geyser, and the Thalas Lookout I like a lot. And now I'm gonna take the Runic Shot. It's very decent, cheap removal, and very cheap to get the Scry as well. So let's take it. Another Lore Master. Didn't the previous pack also have this? I think it did. Alright. I do like the heroic charge here quite a bit now, actually. I wouldn't mind the Pixie Illusionist either, because I do have now the Strength of the Coalition, but since I have a Resolute Reinforcements, Achieving Cavalier, and a Captain's Call, and this maybe gives me some tokens as well, I think the heroic charge will be pretty decent in this deck. I don't necessarily even need to care about the kicker option here. So it is between the Illusionist and the charge. I don't think the Lawmaster as a hard to cast 2-drop is that interesting. Stall for Time number 2, Soaring Drake. I don't need another 3-drop. I actually have a pretty good amount because these Love Songs of Night and Day, you know, count as 3 mana plays most of the time. So let's take another Stall for Time. Gin of the Fountain. No, it's too expensive. I need some cheap play, so I'm gonna take the Sleeper. Maybe I get some black producing stuff to kick it. Here I think I'll take the Fate Bounder just to make sure I have some 2-drops. I don't. Okay, currently the Strength of the Coalition is not going to the deck now. I just didn't get any, you know, white-green or blue-green lands. Protected Negotiators, though, in a blue-white deck is easy to kick, so that's a nice card to have. It was a nice pick 8, actually. Although, if you don't play blue-white, it's not such a great card. And now I got the Figment as well, so I got one of the cards I wanted back from that pack. And Impede Momentum is the kind of card that this deck could use. Now, I'm already at, what, 21 playables, so I'm sure, because there's one pack left in the draft, that I will be, you know, cutting a bunch of this stuff, but definitely it's better to have an excess of cards than lacking them. Okay, so I get these gems here. Not sure if I'm gonna play either of those 2-drops, but it is 40 gems now. If you saw my previous upload, it was my pack opening video of Dominaria United. Now I have officially completed the set, all rarities, so I don't have to redraft anything. Every rare is 20 gems, every mythic rare is 40 gems. Pretty nice cards here, by the way. I mean, both are pretty good, but they were still the last picks in there. Alright, so here, yeah, some removal I wouldn't mind having, but I also prefer my removal to be instant or sorcery based. And I have a couple of these already. And the Lookout is better than the Protector. It is a double caster. I do want to have... Yeah, I have already 2 blue double casters, 1 white double casters, but maybe I find some fixing of some kind. Maybe the Pixie Illusion is actually coming back to me at pick number 9, and I can pick it, but I'll take the Lookout for now. I can take a 4 mana card here for sure. Let's see the curve here. Yep, I have 4 cards at 4 mana, 1 at 5 mana. Right, so this would be my 4th. If I picked all the love songs, this would be my 4th one here. There's another strength of the coalition, but I think I'm past the point to actually trying to make it work. There's a captain's call, but heroic charge, and now another citizen's arrest. It's a tough one. I don't think I'm going to take another one of these. Maybe I need to have like 1 removal spell, even though it's not an instant or sorcery. I know I do have the, you know, also the runic shot here, but that's not a lot of removal I'm having here. Giving a phalanx, espionage, Tolarian terror. There's a crystal grotto for, you know, splashing some kicker costs, and I have a couple of sleepers in here. But I think I'm gonna take the phalanx now. I'm gonna take the phalanx now. Yeah, this strength isn't gonna happen. Take up the shield or a figment. I like them both. The option is between these two. The coalition Sky Knight isn't here anything to consider actually. So I might. So how many instant sorcerers? That's a lot of them actually. Very hard. Okay, fine. I'll take 1 take up the shield. It is a pretty sweet card after all. And here is a Destroy Evil and Heroic Judge. Well, I'm gonna take the Destroy Evil. This is also a best of 3 draft, so this, even if you don't fit this into your main deck, you can sideboard it. But I think the format has so many domain decks that most of the opponents will have a target for this card. So I try to start with the main deck, having it in the main deck, and then, you know, I can sideboard it out if the opponent doesn't have any targets for it. Pack 3, pick 6. Knight of the Dawn's Light. Where are the white drafters? Or did this pack have some amazing other white stuff? But I'm getting this gift very late here now. Okay, someone is getting also a Nishaba Brawler very late. Do I need red for anything? I guess there is the 1 heroic charge, but well, I suppose I have so many cards in here. Although, do I want to actually consider playing 2 heroic charges? This deck might want to have them though. Yeah, I don't care about the Tapland too much. Artillery Blast for sideboard, but I don't have, I mean, good domain value in this deck. I'm gonna take 20 gems here. The Blast isn't that great. Okay, Griffin Protector or the Vanguard. I think the Flyer is still the better card. I have a bunch of plays on turn 3 anyway. The activation is really expensive. Okay, well, I am having this card here after all. Strength of the coalition is coming back as well. Well, all the strengths of the coalition. So I don't think I'm gonna play the meteorite. Fine, let's take the green card. Who knows? I might want to sideboard into this if I really feel it's gonna be important, and I have the meteorite for that purpose to fix my mana a little bit. All right. Yeah, this sideboard will remain as it is. And then the main deck, which has a lot of cuts. Sadly, I didn't get any of those blue-white tap lands, so my double casters might be sometimes a little hard to get to. But then again, I have all these, you know, these can draw me 2 cards. This will cantrip, this will cantrip. Yep, I'm not too worried about it. But the first thing to think here is that, am I gonna play all the top end here? Phalanx, Kenrud, 4 drops. I might not play the Griffin Protector, but it is actually quite good with the Captain's Call and the Cavalier and the Reinforcements, because you easily get that double pump from it. But I have these. If I cut the Griffin Protector, I still have the Captain's Call and double Lookout for turn 4. I mean, it's something I could cut. Let's see the other options first. I will play the arrest on them in the main deck. I'll play both Stall for times. Cavalier. I kind of want to play all the love songs. Maybe I could cut one of them. Let's see the 2-drops. I don't. First of all, let's put the Protector Negotiators here because I, want to kick it at least. Of course, it's totally castable on at 2 mana if you have, enough creatures to make it a hard counter. And then, oh man, there are so many cuts to be made here. How many creatures I want to have on turn 2? I don't think this. Yeah, the Law Masters can really backfire if opponent gets better value out of leaving mana up. I'm not gonna play these things. I have some instances myself. A lot of them actually, but not. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna keep a heroic charge up for the opponent's turn. I of course usually play this on my own turn. This is not so amazing defensively at all. So the best cards with the Law Masters in my deck are Stall for times because you do want to cast this on the opponent's turn. So yeah, easy cuts I think. But let's count the number of 2 mana plays. I don't want to miss making plays on turn 2. Let's do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I definitely can cut some of this stuff. I guess I'm gonna cut 1 Sleeper and maybe the Fate Bonder. I mean, that now leaves me 6 2-mana creatures. I do like that amount, which doesn't guarantee, of course, me a 2-drop in every game, but it's gonna happen often enough. And then maybe I just have to, because I need to, I'm gonna play 17 lands for sure. So I'm gonna cut some of the stuff here that is, maybe a little bit clumsy. How many creatures do I want to leave? But this is only 12 creatures, but of course the Captain's Call and the love songs are also creatures, so that's actually 16. Still 16 cards. Well, I suppose then this thing also gives me a token, but a 1/1 token is barely a creature, so this is a 2/2 flyer basically, and this is 3 1/1s. They count as creatures, so that is now 16 creatures. I do like the impede momentum, but this is a best of 3 draft. I could see cutting one from the main deck here and maybe count on the Stall for times and the heroic charges being the cards that allow me to push through. I can sideboard it in though, and then I just don't want to cut so many of my creatures, but I think one of these love songs can go away. I still have plays for turn 3, and then I'm thinking about the Griffin Protector as well. Heroic Charge. I mean, let's say if I cut Heroic Charge and a Griffin Protector, that's still 24 cards. How is it? How many instants and sorceries? That's still 10, so that's enough, ways for the Figment and the Tura Kenru to, and of course Ruff to do their thing with the interaction with the instants and sorceries. So that would be still 1 cut, I think. Yeah, I don't like it, but it might be the love song here after all, because it is not an instant or sorcery, and I do like the creatures I have here. I mean, I want to have the 2-drops. I guess you could cut like a Benalis Sleeper, but it's kind of annoying when you miss your 2-drop, and I want to play 6 creatures that cost 2 mana. So fine. This still leaves me, plays for turn 3. I can play the Cavalier. I can leave mana up for the Protect Negotiators. I can play the Love Song thing. I can, Tolarian Guys or anything. This Citizen's Arrest you don't usually want to play as a 3-drop, well, unless the opponent really had an impressive early play. But I have still enough to do stuff on turn 3. And I can always play this Stall for times on turn 3. They will cantrip after all. So maybe this is the build, but it feels like I cut so many good cards. I really didn't want to cut 2 of the 3 of these love songs, but I guess this is the main deck and I can sideboard into something different. based on what the opponent has. 17 white, 8 blue cards, so it will be... And I have what, 2 white double casters, 3 blue double casters. It's still gonna be 9-8 for planes, because I have so many more white cards than blue cards, so it would be a pretty bold move to play more islands just because of these double casters. Most of my starting hands will have plenty of white cards, not so many blue cards. So this is the deck, at least the main deck. Okay, I do have a 2-drop here, and if I draw any land, I can cast 2 of my 3 mana cantrips, so should be fine. And of course, when you don't have those mana fixing lands that enter tapped, that also means all your lands will enter untapped. So there's that benefit with the all basics mana base, but I would certainly want to have 2 of my lands replaced with the ones that enter tapped to make the colors more reliable to reach. Okay, I got the 3rd land right away, so I can play the Figment now, and then we'll see if they play anything, because it would be sweet to leave their mana up for the negotiations, but I suppose they will have a 3 mana play now. I might actually, yeah, this is actually fine. I'm gonna leave mana up for the counter spell, and I'm also willing to kill this thing with the Destroy Evil if they don't. Have something worth countering. Counter my thing here. Sure. They get the loot, and then I get to maybe bounce it. Well, that's the only option for me. Because now if I pass with mana up, I could still stall for time, but I'm actually interested in kicking it, so I'm just gonna do this. I don't think I have any 1 mana cards, I don't, so I can just kick this. That's not going to... I'm not gonna regret not having the mana up. Okay, that is also very nice. I can play and then I have all these, well, two of these instants at least. Okay, more colors. Right, so all this is very easy. I can leave mana up for a counter spell, and this time I can even attack. No point attacking with them, because I don't want them to use something like a pump spell there. So I mean, because they could block these and have like a gas mine. I don't wanna deal with that, so I'd rather just attack with the flyer and see if they have anything. No place, but now they have access to red mana. Maybe that was what they were missing. I can tax for 3 mana, so I can counter anything that costs 4 or more. But if they cast something cheap, I can still stall for time. Okay, well, I cannot counter that. I guess I'm gonna citizens arrest that. Well, let's do this. Let's try. At least I get my 1/1 token no matter what. They probably respond with an instant. They get to draw a card with the rough here, but they will still get the stun counters. Okay, well that's... Okay, rough won't get a stun counter, but I will be able to citizens arrest that thing. Okay, runic shot. Well, that would have been really good against the rough, but I suppose I can kill this thing. Anyhow, I'm gonna have this with mana up. Better get rid of the rough right away, because he's really fast one. So Academy Wall won't be untapped yet, so I don't have to use the runic shot yet. I do want to leave mana up with this being kicked, and I want to also kick the runic shot. So if I kicked this, I would have only 2 mana up. The opponent doesn't seem to be doing much. They had a Outrider there, okay. I can tax quite a bit because the Tura Kennerud will trigger. I will basically tax for 5 in here, so let's do that. Okay, there's a lookout. Oh, might as well kill this thing now. Get some skies here. Yeah, these are all very good. So let's attack, and now it's the question. Because they are at 1 here. There's really like no point playing the Talas lookout in here. If they mass remove my stuff, then I just play the lookout and the captain's call, because I do have the mana to play 2 4-mana cards. That was game 1. So how about this? So they have like War, they have Mary Outrider. I don't see black here yet, at least. Oh, I do, because this requires black. So, and I see all the other colors from their land, so I guess they are 5-color domain, which is like at least a base blue domain deck. They have a double blue card as well. Academy Wall, Puhar, Outrider. What does that mean for me? Shore Up, Prayer of Binding, so that's also something I can kill with Destroy Evil, although they do have, other creature targets as well. What is the worst card here? I don't think the Runic Shot is that great usually, but since you have, well, I have Stall for Time, I can even use this, offensively, so I don't have to wait for the opponent to attack. I can tap their stuff and then use the Runic Shot. Yeah, what is the... I kinda like the... Now, the tokens are weak to bounces, but I didn't see a lot of bounce there. They have a reach guy here, though. Heroic Charge. Well, I mean, in order to sideboard something in, I need to cut something. Is there some card that I really don't care about having in this matchup? Is something like a Love Song of Night and Day better than something I have here? Shore Up. Well, it saves from the Prayer of Binding. I assume they have some other removal too. This is a little bit tough, actually. I feel like the Love Song of Night and Day would be good here, but... Okay, fine. I'm gonna put one of that in and cut the Shore Up for now. Just to be able to, pressure them a little bit more. Shore Up is a reactive spell, and I saw only one removal spell from them. Well, I won't be keeping this hand. They mulliganed as well. And I will have now a decent hand here, but how about the Runic Shot? Is that the card I'm gonna not have here, because I'm not cutting a land here. I need a double white for this thing, and of course not going to cut an island either with the double blue spell here. Now they are on the play, so there's a chance that the Runic Shot would be doing something. They could have, for example, Root Vala on turn 2. And I can't cast this on turn 2 because I won't be having any creatures. I mean, I do have the Citizen's Arrest if I really need removal. So I'm gonna actually put the Runic Shot away here. And then immediately draw the planes. If I knew that, I would have of course put a planes away. I still need another island for these things. Okay, so I'm going to wait with the protector negotiations. I would rather have another creature for this to, you know, to get actually 2 counters from this thing. Hopefully they do cast something. That, you know, they have to tap out for it though. If they cast a 3 mana spell, I can't counter it. So I might go for the love song. We can have the illusions there. Okay, so they just drew this, or they want to leave mana up for their thing. I mean, well, do they have their own protected negotiator? Should I make a... I'm gonna actually go with these and draw some cards, right? Because I want to hit them. Okay, at least they might have an SS scatter, but they didn't have an order for this thing. Because let us both draw cards so that you know, I get the double blue here, which I did. Then I get 1/1, and then I get some creatures here. I want to leave mana up for a counter spell, or play 2 creatures. I feel like they might have an SS scatter, but I can counter an SS scatter, so I'm gonna play these and hope they have an SS scatter for this thing. Let's counter the correct spell, which is the SS scatter here. So now I have at least creatures on the battlefield, so I should be able to distribute these counters now. Then I have I can play the Lookout and the Figment on the same turn, because I do have the triple blue now. I might get rid of the Soaring Drake, so I think the ground guy having an extra counter doesn't really make a lot of sense. Oh, I actually could have blocked the illusions there. I should have done that, because that fixes their mana still. I don't know why I didn't. I just thought that it's somehow something I should do. I mean, you know, to not block, but whatever. Now I have with the Stalfo time things are a little bit more interesting. Because the Knight of Dawnslight is gonna be a big threat anyhow. So let's actually give the counters to these tokens instead, because as long as the Knight survives, I'm happy about the situation. And of course now the Citizen's Arrest should be used to get rid of the Lookout. They might have the, you know, the spell that saves it, but oh well. There's a shore up. And then I can still attack with the Knight here, because I have the mana up to pump it, which I won't do because I have the Figment here now. I will play my Iris, and then they have 6 power in the air, but I can raise here, of course, back quite nicely. Yeah, I could block the Lookout. Maybe that is something I'm gonna do here. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna get the card out of it anyway now that the Citizen's Arrest moved there. I have the Kennerud and my own Lookout here anyway, so that's quite nice. There's the Ruff. I didn't want to see that. I want to draw my own Ruff. That is important. So I have 7 mana. I'm gonna cast... Guess it's time to cast the Kennerud. Can't attack with anything else than this now. Yeah, they're gonna have something for the Ruff. I'm afraid that's going to happen. I need to deploy my creatures before I'm gonna cast the Stalfo time here. That's just how it goes. Sure. Well, they had it. I mean, without the Ruff it wouldn't be so bad, but now they just get to fuel themselves with more cards, so... Maybe I should have actually pumped this guy. I don't have any other use for the 2 mana here. Ruff, of course, has also an accurate ability which gives +1/+1 and vigilance to their creatures. So that's something to keep in mind. They can have a good attack. They also have played the you know, the reach guy that deals damage equal to domain. Okay, more of that stuff. So they have the same deck, but they have also, basically they have blue-white domain. They have some, not many, but some domain payouts. Okay, there's the guys there at least. Which Chatty I can't use with Tura here because it got countered, but yeah, this is 7 mana, so I can't gain the 3 life. I would like to gain the 3 life, but I can't do that now. So I'm gonna do this pre-combat so that I can attack with the Figment here. Now, if I draw a land, then I of course could play the Talas Lookout, but I don't want to gamble on that, so return this. Please don't have another shore up. If they have another shore up, it's just too much for me to handle here. Yeah. Alright, they just got the nuts here. If that would have been the thing. Okay, they had something, but not that. Maybe that is the -1, -0 thing. Oh, okay, Captain's Call can be used to make the Figment also unblockable. On the following turn. Maybe they just, they might have the -1, -0 thing. Or they are having, you know, stop or full control something to have the priority all the time. But yeah, if they had a shore up for this thing, that would have been very bad. Rachel, okay, so that's one of their splashes. Interesting. There's the green mana. So they chose to play that over this Tura Kennerud. Last one there, okay. So now if they're gonna tap the stuff, I'm gonna go for the Stalfo time, right? Main phase. I will lose my Knight of Dawn's Light here now. But I don't know though, I would maybe just play this Captain's Call instead. They're deciding which ones to tap there. Okay, so I would need 9 mana to cast them both. Sadly, I can't do that. I mean, you don't necessarily have to kick this. I'm afraid they might block them. So I can now stall for time with Kicker and attack for 7. They go to 4. They will still untap the Illusionist and the Rager on the next turn. Or I can play the... But the thing is, I don't want to attack with the Lookout. On, they're most likely going to block with the Drake, and I like this being able to deal some damage. 3 damage now will be relevant. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. Let's just tap these guys. See what they're gonna have. Maybe I can draw a 3 mana spell or 2 mana spell here. So they had a Runa's Vortex. Oh, that was great for them, and I didn't even draw anything to cast. Alright, well, Ruff has just drawn too many cards now. I still have the Figment, which is unblockable once I cast the Captain's Call. But now the Talas Lookout, well, maybe they have to jump block with the Illusionist or trade with the Kennerud. Okay, that's not nice. They are at least tapped out. Maybe I can find another stall for time here. Can I? It's still not lethal though, because I could only attack for 5 here. Okay, so they have no intention of blocking the Illusionist. Okay, well that's just bad. Do I lose in the air? Yes, because they can use the Ruff. So they have what? 6. Yeah, I can't attack with Lookout. As sad as it is, because they can attack for 2. 3. Yeah, this is of course 5. They can attack for 9 in the air if they take their lookout. And they can go to 1 here. So, I mean, I can block with the 1/1s here, but they will get vigilance when they activate the rough. And even if I get start time, it's not gonna help. I get the card with the lookout though. So I have to just jump block. I could trade with the illusionist, I guess, but does it help me in any way? I don't know what combination of cards do I need. I guess a +2. Yeah, the one that gives me +2, +1 for each creature. Then the Figment can deal 4, assuming the opponent doesn't have a way to interfere. So I guess I'll just jump block the most damage here, and then I can take this, and then I just hope that I can win with the Figment here. I go to 3 now, unless they can just finish me off right away. That's not gonna help. I'm gonna need the spell here, and I need them to not have anything. Well, there it is. I mean, that's it. Either I win or I lose. All they need is an interaction spell on the Figment. Well, I mean, if they are not doing anything, it kind of seems like they don't have it because they would just snap do something if they have the way to. At least that was it. With the flyer I had. So yeah, tell us lookout. I saw 2 top cards. Neither of them was it, but then the card after those was the one out I had in my deck. I don't think I had any other out in the deck. But yeah, you have to play to your outs. On the play, okay, well I have just a sweet hand here. I don't necessarily have much action going on, but of course I can just draw a land, for instance, to get the Captain's Call, and now let's see if they have a removal. Oh, they have +2, -2. Well, so much of that. So much of that good start then. Well, I have the 5-drop here at least if I draw any land. The double blue is here. No play for turn 3, this is a sorcery, sadly. So I'm gonna play the Captain's Call. I know if I have another player, then of course I can save the Captain's Call until I can get a token with the Tura here, but that's not gonna happen. Let's play it like this. Impulse, okay. So the question is, are they gonna have a Lightning Strike or some other way to deal with the Tura here? I think I'm gonna double block if they attack. I don't mind them using a trick to save the picker, or I don't mind to, you know, trade with them either. Okay. Talas Lookout is a really good one. And I think the Tura Kennerud could easily be a 5-mana 3/4 because it's a little bit weak compared to the other gold uncommons. The stat line is so weak, 5-mana 3/3, even though it flies. And the ability is good, but it's like I really would appreciate if it had the additional point of toughness. Okay, so yeah. There's nothing I can do with all these lands. Well, maybe I can kill the Tolarian Terror now. Not sure if I'm gonna jump block it though. That will be I mean, I'm throwing away 1 token to gain 5 life. That is probably worth it because I'm not really in a position to race here. I mean, I've just drawn so many lands here, and they had transfer for my only threat here. Okay, that's unnerving for sure. Because, well, I'm gonna block here. Because, I mean, I can't kill the ward guy even without kicking the runic shot, because I would need 3 mana to kill the Terra. So maybe I just have to wait more. Yeah, they have the active picker here, getting rid of extra lands they don't need. Yeah, this doesn't seem good. I needed somehow a better out. Okay. Well, now I can kill this Tolerant Terror without kicking it though, but I have to do it because I'm just taking too much damage here. I just have to hope that the Scribe would be useless. Anyway, I need to start drawing a lot of spells now. And of course I do hope they don't have like a negate or a short up here. If they do, it's very close to game over. I guess I could play the Phalanx here, but well, I mean, I guess I can do that. I can also attack with the Figment here now. And I don't mind trading with the Goblin Picker here. If they choose to do that. Okay, they had those, so now they could still have a short up. But of course now with the I can't cast the Phalanx anymore because I did what I did, so let's hope they don't have a short up. No Scries, sadly. Alright. Oh. At least I got to deal with the 5/5. I go to 9 here. I do have the spell for time, or what's the tapping thing? Put a stun counter if I kick it, so that's a way to, you know, come back to the game if I, you know, draw, for example, both of those. And maybe the heroic charge for my tokens, but of course they still have 4 cards in hand, so I'm not too convinced of my good chances here, but I was able to top deck at the end of the previous game, and well, that's bad. I guess I'm going to just attack into it. I mean, I have to block it anyway, so this way I can at least, you know, deal 3 additional damage before blocking it, because I will be able to untap it. Of course, if they do have like a removal spell or a, you know, combat trick or anything, it's gonna be miserable regardless. But I can't really take 8 here, I have to try to block the Origin. I know I also could block the Talas Lookout, not even lose my Kennerud thing, but I'd rather get rid of the Djinn. I don't even want to give them the card here. So now if they have instant interaction, of course I might just even lose, because this would be a 6 power in that case. Alright, well that's a bad news. Micromancer. The opponent's deck, by the way, seems pretty good. Micromancer with all these, you know, Flowstone infusions and stuff. At least I get to see what they're gonna get here. It could be a short up, unless they have yet another Flowstone infusion. Yeah, that's a short up, so I can't kill the Djinn anymore. Well. Well, I mean, I have to kill the Lookout. I know I could just force them to use the Djinn here. Well, they had it all. That is. So. What do I want to use? I'm thinking about something like having the other +2/+1, but yeah, I don't like my tokens against double Geyser here, so maybe I should even cut like the final love song here. I don't want the flyer to be bounced. So I cut that and put maybe like a Fate Bonder. It actually survives the +2/-2, so there is that. But I don't like that I have to tap something else to use it properly. Maybe another heroic charge is the way to win this matchup. Because well, they have negates though, so they can counter. That's by the way main deck negate, yeah. Oh, yeah, heroic charge is not so good when they have the infusions. They can respond by killing one of my guys. Huh. What is the angle of attack here? I'm not quite sure. I feel like it's a heroic charge or just like a 2-drop here. Maybe it could be just a penalist sleeper. Now let's go with the charge here. Let's go. I mean, I feel like I have to get a little bit lucky here because the opponent's deck seems to be a little bit better than mine with all the interaction they have. This doesn't help that I don't get a good hand here, so let's mulligan and still no good hand, but I'm not gonna go to 5 here. I have no place here, I mean, unless I draw one. Yep. I'm not that short on playables. I have like, what, 6 2-drops for instance, and still number of 3 mana plays. This is not good at all. I don't want to bounce this thing, but I have to do something. At least I got a play for the next turn. Even with the short up backup if it's worth something. Yeah, but I don't have the second blue for the Turaken, which is super annoying because I do have the 5 lands, but that's what even a 5 mana double caster can cause trouble here. So no point attacking, they will block no matter what, so let's just play this guy. It seems like they have the +2/-2, but they can play the Cavalier now. Not much I can do about it. Okay, if they had it, they didn't use it, so maybe they don't have it. What else for 1 red can you have at instant speed in this format? Can't really figure out. Another. Well, it might be time to actually exactly. Tap those guys. There are options. There are options. I could just, you know, enlist the Turaken route. I want to use the Stalfo time on their turn actually, so hoping they don't have a negate, of course. But I'm gonna do that. Enlist Turaken route. No, not like this. And then if they block with one guy, I can use the short up. I of course let them attack first. I'm not going to use the Stalfo time pre-combat. I don't care about them attacking. I really hope they don't have their negate. That would be annoying. They could also have a short up to, you know, prevent one of them from getting tapped, but they did miss the land drop a couple of times, so maybe they do want to cast something for 4 mana. That would be the best, but maybe they're gonna play around this. Oh, Elder Dragon War. So they are gonna, let's see what mode they're gonna choose. I guess they're gonna choose the kill everything mode because 2 of my guys will die. But I can save up my Cavalier. Like this. Sadly, the token will die. But I get another token. This is not like a once per turn thing. So I think I'm just going to do this now. Okay, well, I got some good stuff here now. I even have mana up for the shield here, so... I'm not sure if I'm supposed to get rid of the colony though. I think I am. It is an annoying blocker, these drakes won't untap. Yep. Let's do it. I get another token here. Yeah, I mean it would be nice to use it as a response to their removal, but then again, they have no blockers. I have a white board here. They can't really kill everything, especially because I have a 4/4. They can kill the knight with a +2/-2, for instance, but there's still a lot of threats they need to deal with. They get to discard any number of cards to draw, so they have 6 cards in hand, so they can really dig into something they need. Also, them having the Elder Dragon War really has to... I mean, if I win this game, which I hope I will win, I need to take this into account when sideboarding. I don't really want to be that vulnerable to it. Need to have like a Benalis Fate Ponder as a 2-drop. It has 3 toughness. By the way, this is also an insanely good card, so the opponent's deck is really strong. I'm maybe not that impressed about the Soaring Drakes. They are not that amazing. Okay, that was a lot of cards they didn't want to... Oh, I mean, these didn't do anything, so understandably they discarded them. But now, can they play like that and maybe another way to deal with my guy, the +2/-2, and then do they have another spell still for 1 mana? Okay, well, this was a good one as well. Destroy... I could destroy the enchantment, but I'd rather just kill this guy and attack your... Don't say you have still a spell there. Oh man. Okay. Because this was a lethal attack, exactly. That's the reason I wanted to kill it. This was 6 +2 +4. That was exactly 12, which was what the life total was. Alright, so stall for time seems pretty good here. Without that I had no chance. Do I also want to play like the impede momentum? Well, I do need to play the Fate Ponder, and anything that survives the annoying 2 damage to everything. Maybe not even gonna play the Captain's Call and have the Griffin Protector instead. Well, I'm going to cut like Oh, I wish I had my rough. I haven't actually drawn the rough in any of my games, have I? Well, maybe I will draw it at some point. I'll cut the Sleeper here, play the Benalis Fate Ponder instead. Now these things do have 3 toughness, but they are also double casters and I am only having 8 islands. And they have a deck that can really draw the cards and play instants on my turn. It's not really that great. Yeah, I don't like this matchup too much. I have a lot of creatures that will die to the Elder Dragon War, but I can try to play smart with the Knight of Dawn's Lights, for instance. So the Captain's Call, if I cut it, I don't like the Heroic Charge either, so maybe I cut the Captain's Call and one of the Heroic Charges and play the Griffin Protector. And maybe I'll just put in like the impede momentum. Let's try that. Yeah, I don't like it, but I feel like I need to get a little bit lucky here in order to win. The deck is very well positioned against what I have here. Okay, well, I have a hand that will quite nastily fault to the Elder Dragon War. Maybe if I have to play both of these 2-drops, I really hope to draw a land so I can use the guys there. Well, I mean, so I'll play the Figment. At least it will be unblockable if I draw the land. Or I can cast it with a bit momentum. This has, you know, Scry 1, so I can click into a land. That's the thing I'm gonna do. Land moves. Okay, that's such a good card, but I can't keep it on top. Okay, I was on the draw with 2 lands. I didn't draw land in 3 draw steps, and the 4th was a non-land either. And now there is... should I play the Cavalier instead? I really don't like that they might have the Elder Dragon Ward coming up. I'm gonna just bounce this guy. Doing some damage with Figments. I do need a second blue for these lookouts. There you have it. It's time for the Drake to untap on their next turn, but I guess I was able to buy some time at least. I do have the heroic charge, so if I can generate a board position where I have a white board and maybe they don't have the Elder Dragon Ward. Okay, they start racing now. That would be beneficial. Okay, there is a stall for time. Now I hope they don't have more bounce spells or kill spells. This also dies to the +2, -2. Yes, I could get a card. I guess, yeah, well, I can block the Steel Crusher. That's something at least, yeah. So I'm not gonna... Unless they deal with both of my creatures, I'm not gonna take that much damage. Thrill, discarding an island. I'm gonna snap block the Steel Crusher. And I'm gonna snap block with the Talas Lookout too. I have a decent hand here. Okay, they killed that thing. Please don't have another one of those. Oh, they're actually offering me to do a little bit of trading, but I don't think I can afford to do that. Okay, well that would have been good at some earlier spot. I don't like it, but I feel like I just need to play the 3/3 because, well, I guess, yeah, because the lookout is not mana efficient. Once I draw another land, I can play the lookout and then a 2 mana spell. So what I also can do, I can play the reinforcements and then counter something with this thing. But if let's say they don't have anything to counter, then I can only do like a stall for time. I know I could play the Cavalier into reinforcements, but I don't like that one either. So let's just do this and hope that they didn't get anything that great with the Thrill of Possibility. They have had interaction already. The Geyser and the Flowstone Infusion has given them, you know, nice amount of time here. I wish they only attack with the Lookout, because that means they actually can't, you know, connect with the Drake, and that's really sweet, because now I think I have like a chance here. Because I have a good hand if I just get to cast it all. That's all I need to do. Well, maybe not even all, but, you know, at least some of that stuff. Okay, so they go straight with the... I mean, they are not gonna deal with 2 to 8. So I need my bounce spell. Do I have one anymore? This was my only one, wasn't it? I guess I do have the... Oh, what's it called? The exile effect, the exile enchantment. Alright, so... This is very dangerous, of course. I have the 6 lands now. So I can take the Lookout and the 4/4 here. So I think I'm gonna have to do this so I can leave mana up for the Negotiator. I can kick it nicely. And then I just have to take 7 damage, and then I need to use the stall for time, and then I need to win with the heroic charge before these things untap. So that's a game plan. Whether that's gonna work or not is a different story, of course. And if they don't have anything to counter, at least I would be able to play the resolute reinforcements. Now I could counter that thing, but I don't think it's relevant, because I'm gonna get the trigger from this, so I actually could tax for 5 here. So... alright, let's take some damage. No blocks. Oh, they don't lightning strike me for here now. No. Okay, that was really good, because I needed to... I want to cast this thing for 5, and now I can do that. No, I can't. I thought I have the... Well, I guess I don't have to kick it. I mean, I'm gonna be able to counter stuff regardless now. But I need to use the stall for time now. But I might win the game with the heroic charge though. I can attack with the cavalier. No, it's just gonna be attacking for 3. I need the scanner route here. Yep, I mean, I just have to not attack with everything. I mean, not attack with anything. And they mill themselves actually. Interesting. They want stuff to their graveyard. They might have a Tolarian, whatever terror there is. So yeah, let's do this kick, this and this guy. Then I have a protect the negotiators, which will definitely counter anything they have. Even I don't need the extra one there. Do they have a second negate? If they have another negate or counterspell, then I'm just gonna raise my hand and say that, well, so be it. So those will be tapped for 2 turns. A runic shot will actually get rid of a thing, but it's not even that necessarily. I mean, I will need to win before it untaps anyway. Okay, I have now full information. That is very good. And I do actually have another flyer to block these both, which is also quite important. Now the question is, if I attack now with the heroic charge, of course I can't attack with the Kennerud here. So this could be big. I mean, of course I have a lot of damage here coming up. I really like the idea of having the lookout here, but well, I can still have the lookout because I do have the mana for that. So I guess I'm gonna go for it, right? Because if they don't block with the infantry there, or the Drake, if they only block with the colony, they are gonna lose, right? 5 times. No, they are not gonna lose. If they only block with the colony, they won't lose, and then I will lose to the counter attack. So I must leave a blocker here. Because 5 times 3 is only 15. They can block with the colony on the cavalier. They take 15, and then they have 1, 2, 3 attackers, and I have only 2 blockers, and all of these are lethal. So I need to leave a blocker here. So let's do that. This thing has trample though. Well, I guess I can block it with. Well, I can take 1 over trample. So let's attack. Let's do it like this. Maybe they do block here. Who knows? I mean with the drakes or the infantry or something like that. They must anticipate a heroic charge. I mean that's. Oh, I forgot. I get another token with the heroic charge. I made a mistake. Yeah, I mean, I would have gotten the other blocker there. Okay, auto chopper, please. I might have just lost 3 damage there. That is horrible. I forgot about token here, which I could have used to block. Okay, well, I mean, so then again, if the token blocks a 2, 3, well, okay, whatever. I think I don't have the... Yeah, I don't think I have enough damage now. If they were at 6, okay, well, they got a Micromancer, so I lose now. They get an untapping, or they can create that too, yeah. Okay, so it didn't matter that I made a mistake, but I forgot that I'm getting the 1 token, which I could have used to. Yep. Oh, come on. But yeah, I didn't have a little attack on the next turn. I wanna check it now. If I attacked with the reinforcements number 2 and they did the same blocks, they are at 6 and they don't draw a Micromancer. 1, 2, 3. They would have 3 untapped blockers. I don't think I still had to win there. At least I would have needed to top deck something. I would really like to use my rough even once. I mean, I have a lot of instant and sorceries. And I have a lot of creatures, so I shouldn't have no trouble getting some cards from it. Okay, I'm gonna keep this 9/8 mana base in action, but I have the runic shot, and this is such a good tool. At least got another one. But of course, I just hope to draw any lands, even if it's just planes. But now I got this. That was a really good draw. Impulse, not an essence scatterer. That's what I like to see. Unless they're gonna do like -2/-2 now. There's the black uncommon. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Jesus. I mean, all right. This deck is really bad against all those -2/-2 effects. It's really bad. Why do I have to play against them? And why can't I draw anything? I guess I actually should have... Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit tilted, but I could have tapped at the end of turn and then used the runic shot. But I guess they don't even need the gardener for anything, so maybe it's better to save it for something else. Okay, of course, still no Islander, but at least the Phalanx is now cheaper. Sure, what is my discard here? All of this is really good. I hope to get, you know, the lookout at some point. Stall for time is the way to actually win the game, so... As crazy as it sounds, this might be the... Well then, no, maybe not. I mean, I do want to get the other island, and then these will be actually good cards. It's gonna be the stall for time. I mean, this is gonna attack this dragon, and then I'm gonna scry 2 here. Jesus. I wish I knew that's not gonna happen. No. So much for the runic shot. And now they have this scatter. Fine, let's kill something at least. I don't care about the scry. I'm probably gonna use the Tolerant Geyser on the next turn anyway. This is just a joke. I mean, me having the good start with the knights and then having the mass removal, 2-for-1 removal for that. And now I'm just not gonna do anything here. I didn't kick it because I might draw an island and play the Figment here. Okay. I'm done. That was a little bit too many of everything they needed there. Let's go to the next game. Griffin Protector, maybe... Because I need to deal with... I mean, I can't lose to the Miasma. So, for example, the Fate Ponder goes and replaces the Penalty Sleeper here. And then I'm gonna take the Griffin Protector, which is gonna replace the Captain's Call. And that's probably it. I'll have the other cards. Maybe the impede momentum could do something, but maybe not. Can I please get one trigger out of the rough? This is like how many games I have played in this event and I haven't seen the rough at all. Yeah, that Choking Miasma, that was just because it's not even a common main deck card, but I guess it's still, you know, very main deckable. When you have also the kicker option available, but it's an uncommon. It's not something. Well, let's hope they don't have any other one because all my creatures except for the Turakeneru dies to it. But I'm not gonna just not play my stuff out. At least they used these tribute there, so it might mean that they don't have the -2/-2 there. Okay then, guess I'm gonna offer the trade with the Cavalier here. Third, well, I'm gonna... If I had the 5th land, I might wait for the Turakeneru, but now it's not worth it. You know, to get the money. Okay. They don't want to block. Espionage. Well, that kills the Gardener, I mean the Runic Shot, but then I would have to miss out on this. I don't think it matters necessarily. I mean, if I draw... Okay, thing is, if I draw a land, I really regret not having the Turakeneru. If I don't draw a land, I don't care about the Keneru. Regardless, I'm gonna play the reinforcements. There's like no question about it. So... The Runic Shot gives me a scry. It takes 1 mana and 1 blocker away from them. But they just drew 2 costs. They're gonna drop a land most likely here. It's so annoying if I draw a land because I can play this regardless of whether I draw a place or an island. Man, I hate this. Okay, let's hope to draw a spell. Okay, they don't have a land drop. Now I'm more happy about leaving the Runic Shot. And I even drew the spell here. Even something that actually survives the -2/-2. So... I'm gonna play the Protector here. I mean, they need the -2/-2 to win. Because it's quite body here. Or maybe not to win, but to not lose. Okay, so no creature, no pumps for the Protector here. No, nothing is tapped. I really hope they would tap this for mana, so I can use the Runic Shot not only to kill it and scry too, but also to, you know, get the Figment to be unblockable. Because let's see, if I attack now, they can block 2 of my things. Now, okay, this is 5 damage, but if they have any piece of interaction or life gain, well, I mean, I guess I just have to attack here. Okay, they didn't actually want to see if I'm gonna attack with everything or not. I was going to, but why would they wait until declare attackers before I mean, why didn't they concede right away if they didn't want to see if I'm gonna actually go for it? Alright, so the Tide Pool Turtle, they really... I need all the flyers, but I guess I have... Well, I could have the Laosongs, but the problem is that these guys die to the -2/-2. Then again, I might be able to put the... I don't have to give the bird token the counters. I can give someone a counter that, you know, has 2 toughness, so it will survive it afterwards. because I don't really think my ground guys are that amazing. The reinforcements, I mean, it's good with the protector, but the Figment is of course good, and the knights, because they can attack through some stuff, but maybe I will do so that the reinforcements is going to... Maybe the runic shot is just bad. I mean, I'm gonna cut the runic shot for sure. I'm gonna play the one extra love song here. And then... do I want to make some other changes here? Like, how good is the reinforcements going to be? It has flash, so it can be like a surprise end of turn play. That is surely true. And it's nice with the Griffin Protector, which I have in my deck now. Yeah, this is tough. I have 8 instant, so yeah, I still haven't seen the Ruff. Come on, Ruff, do it. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this deck. So this is the last game of the event, unless it's for some reason ends in a draw, but I don't think that's possible in this limited format. So that was the final sideboarding, and at least I have a... I wish I was on the play, of course, but this is still good. I mean, they have a bit slow deck, so I probably will get something to protect the negotiations. Hopefully the Figment will survive here. I really would want to have some pressure with them. Gain an impulse, not a counter spell. Okay, this time they just play a divination, which is totally fine because now I do have the counter spell, and if... well, sadly, I have nothing else going on than the protect and negotiations. I hope they have just a play of some kind. Well, that is a play of some kind which I cannot counter, so that is really sad. Okay then. Well, I could use the stall for time because I want to get to this, but I also want them to block, and then I can just take up the shield maybe. So. Oh, there's a Ruff. I don't have double blue, so short up doesn't really work with that, so I guess I'm going to just... They do seem to have something though, but I'm still gonna attack here. Maybe I'm not even... maybe I'm actually gonna... I mean, if they block, I didn't have to use this, now that I have the Ruff here. I really wish I had another island here, but I mean, I'm gonna have to cast it, right? Because if... can I... no, I'm gonna do this. If they have a SS Scatter, another Impulse, okay. That's a bunch of temples, but also a good amount of selection here. Is Ruff going to die now? Because if they have removal, they should use it right away. My shields are down. Sadly, I have 2 ways to protect it, but neither of them I can cast. Now that is not such a big deal, because I think I can get rid of the Turak and Neruda. If I get the 5 mana, I'm gonna use Talf on time, so that wasn't so bad. Now I can just attack. This doesn't have Vigilance though, so I kinda want to... well, yeah, let's just do this. And I will protect the negotiations here now. And the couple of protective spells as well if they go. So that's not going to be good enough. I can tax them for 3, but yeah, it's not. Sadly, they just... I mean, it's as if they know I have this in my hand, because I can tax them for 3, but... well. So now I'm gonna just use this here. I can't use on the Tolerant Terror, obviously. Get to draw a couple of cards. Then I can kill the Tolarian Terror with the Destroy Evil here. But let's not be stupid. I should attack first with the Vigilance guy. Then I can still draw a card. Okay, I got my wish to, get to play with the rough here a little bit. So even if I lose now this game, at least I got to draw some cards with this pretty amazing uncommon. First of all, Figment is still gonna be a big threat here, and I can bounce that guy. That is very nice. Okay, and sadly I don't still have mana up for the Protect the Negotiators, but I'll just still keep playing here. Do I want to attack for 2 or draw a card? Well, I know what I should have done. Play a creature first. Yeah, I just missed the card draw, or 2 damage. Well, but I'm gonna actually do it like this now. I'm gonna draw... Oh, I'm gonna... Yeah, actually, do I even want to draw? Because this Kaiser will draw me a card. Okay, I'm gonna decline this. I'm gonna attack for 2. Because I think I might... Yeah, but what I'm gonna do now is... I'm gonna leave mana up for the Protect the Negotiators, even though I cannot, kick it. I can still tax for 2. And if they don't, they don't play a spell that allows that to happen, I can play the reinforcements. There's the Sleeper again. This thing can scry for 1. Okay, that can be countered, so a big deal, and then I can it is a bit interesting. I think what I'm going to do is attack for 3 here. I do want to preserve their life total. So let's attack with this guy and short it up. So this arrest is obviously good, but I have I don't have to use it right now, do I? I'll just play the Fate Bonder and hopefully the Negotiators can actually do something. I can also cast this unkicked, and now I have 2 creatures I can... Oh, they scry in upkeep. Oh, they are gonna... Why would they use 3 mana to scry when they have, 7 cards in their hand? They really are looking for something. I mean, that's not gonna help. This is... I mean, I get to draw a card again. And then I think I will next turn. So I can tap those guys and attack for 6. Oh, this is not for 6, it's only for 5. And they have a look. Although it would have... with the take up the shield... Well, at least Ruff has done a lot of work here. Okay, they gain 2 life. So it's not over. It is definitely not over, but... Figment is doing some nice work here for sure. So, I mean, this has the activated ability, obviously, which is really good. It is 5 mana, though. If I stall for time, I force them to block with, the Evolved Sleeper here. don't have much. This is 7 mana. I couldn't leave mana up for the take up the shield though. Okay, so they are now jump blocking, I guess, the 2 power creature. Okay, they are not, so 2, 4, 6, that's 7 damage I could deal to them. Well, I mean, Figment can finish off the job the next turn. With the take up the shield, it will deal 3. That's 1 mana, 5/5, which I can deal with the Citizen's Arrest, that doesn't matter either. And then, sure, okay, they have 1 blue mana up, so there's one thing that they can. They could have like a Rona's Vortex, yeah. They could have a Rona's Vortex, but am I going to care about that? I mean, that possibility, I would care if they had it, but if they don't have Rona's Vortex, I'm gonna win anyway. Because even if they have the -1, -0, I can both play the take up the shield, make it a 3 power creature, and then if it becomes a 2 power creature because of the -1, -0, I can pump it once. So it will deal 3. So the Rona's Vortex is the only card, in my opinion, that can actually make it so that... Can I play around it somehow? I mean, I don't think I can win this turn with any other configuration. Oh, but they do have... I can like use the Citizen's Arrest to deal with the Connoisseur. Well, okay, let's start with this. Let's start with this and see what happens. I'm not gonna draw a card this time. It seems like they don't have anything, so yeah, let's just go for it. Yep, alright, so the Haunting Figment is actually... That was relevant in at least 2 games I won, because this little unblockable thing is quite sweet. But of course the MVP of this game was the Rough. The only game in which I drew him, and well, it did all it needed to do. So that was an intense match. Yeah, the game 1, which I basically lost to them having the miasma, the -2/-2 on both of my knights, which was really depressing. At least I was able to win the next 2 games and end up with 2 wins in the event. So yeah, I really like the Stalford Times. You can play this card in white decks that don't necessarily have easy time getting the blue kicker, but when you basically are guaranteed to do the kicker at 5 mana, it's really some great way to push for damage here. Yeah, I think the deck was really sweet. I didn't really get to benefit from these knights because I think these guys got removed like most of the time, but of course they are fantastic 2-drops regardless. Right, well, this was it for this video, and the next one will be, I think, same format, traditional draft of Dominaria United. I think it will release in like after 3 days or so. I won't be having that frequent uploads now until the next set releases. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.